Our last video highlighted the effects of Hurricane Helene on Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Though our water levels did get high during the storm, thankfully the damage was not as bad as it could have been, allowing places like Dollywood and downtown Gatlinburg to go back to normal fairly quickly. However, other areas of East Tennessee and North Carolina did not fare as well. The goal of this video is to give you a look at some of the major roads and areas that have seen much greater damage from this hurricane and highlight the efforts of first responders who are diligently working around the clock to save lives and property. Before we get started, I wanted to read this from Ryan Hall, who says, "It's quite possible the worst of the damage has yet to be documented or reported in rural western North Carolina. Helene will be remembered as one of the most devastating storms of the modern era. Many places have been geographically altered, and the rebuilding process will take a lifetime." Again, we wanted to take a moment to thank all of the different agencies from all over the region who have been working together to save lives and property. The rains from Hurricane Helene were so great that it took out a section of Interstate 40 that runs between Tennessee and North Carolina. Here's a video shared by Bryn Sitton. The North Carolina Department of Transportation just recently posted asking people to only travel in or to Western North Carolina for emergencies at this time. It's going to take some time for this section of I-40 to be rebuilt, so just check your GPS for alternate routes. As far as North Carolina, Asheville was hit very hard with flooding. Check out this video from Callie on TikTok as she steps out her front door. Back over to Tennessee, Cobb County was hit hard with flooding, which is a neighboring county of Sevier County, which is where Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and Sevierville are. You can see this propane tank floating away in the flood waters. We just stopped in Newport, Tennessee on our way home from South Carolina recently, and I took this photo of their fire department, which has been very busy as their first responders have been evacuating their downtown area of Newport, Tennessee. Here is an aerial video from the Tennessee State Trooper Highway Patrol. Here's a view from the ground in downtown Newport from H&H Vapors. As they zoom in across the street here, you can see the river is raging and these police cars in water. But here are some highlights that the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency shared of saving this dog. And they continue to assist in a number of different evacuation efforts. So kudos to the men and women of the TWRA for all the work they've been doing lately. Another rescue effort I want to highlight is at the Unicoi Hospital in East Tennessee, which became quickly flooded, stranding over 50 hospital staff and patients. with all the assistance of the different agencies, everyone was able to be evacuated. Not far from the Unicoi Hospital, Daniel Schrader captured the Irwin Highway Bridge getting washed away from the floodwaters. Daniel also captured the Kinzer Bridge on Highway 107 in Greene County, Tennessee, yesterday afternoon. The bridges you just saw collapse were part of the Nolichucky River, and you can see how much water has been flowing through the Nolichucky Dam. I'm going to pass it over to the Tennessee Valley Authority as they just uploaded this short 1-minute video highlighting what they're doing to help control the water levels of the rivers right now.
Hello, I'm James Everett, and I'm the General Manager for River Management at TVA. We're here in the River Forecast Center. We're actively managing a very large flood event. We've seen heavy rainfall over the last several days, some locations between 4 to upwards of 19 inches of rainfall over the last 2 to 3, 4 days. So that's a tremendous amount of rainfall, creating large flows moving through the system. We're seeing our tributary reservoirs rise. Places like Douglas and Watauga, in fact, have risen sharply. We're approaching some record levels on Watauga Reservoir, the highest level we've seen since 2013, and the pool of record there. We're also seeing very high levels at other tributaries. Douglas Dam near Sevierville, Tennessee, Norris Dam, South Holston, Fontana, the Hiwassee system. So our tributary system is doing what it's intended to do, which is store water, provide flood protection for areas downstream, and then we're also releasing large amounts of water. So at Douglas Dam, we're releasing water through the spillway gates to recover flood storage and help alleviate flood concerns throughout the entire Tennessee River Valley. We're also focused on operations to come. So this will be a long event for us as we release water from dams, bring levels back down in a very controlled manner, and monitoring it 24/7 around the clock from the River Forecast Center.
The Tennessee Emergency Management Agency just stated that officials, including Governor Bill Lee, recently finished an aerial survey of Upper East Tennessee. The storm has caused historic damage to bridges and roadways, with the brunt of the impact on Washington, Carter, Unicoi, Johnson, Greene, and Cott counties, with the Tennessee Department of Transportation crews spread around the region. Some are working on cleanup efforts, while others are still surveying the damage. This is unprecedented in terms of impact to structures. We expect this to cause significant travel issues as long-term closures will be in place across the region. Our hearts are with the families of those with missing loved ones, as well as those who have to rebuild their homes.